We've all heard the advice, right? Put your phone down, use those blocking apps, turn on grayscale mode, or just, have more self-control. But if we're being honest, that stuff almost never works for long. So today, we're going to flip that whole idea on its head. Instead of fighting your phone, we're going to explore a much more powerful approach. How to make your actual, real life so compelling, so engaging, that your phone starts to feel like the boring option. Let's dive in.
So why is that little glowing rectangle so hard to ignore? Most advice treats this like it's some kind of personal failing, like if you just had more willpower, you'd be fine. But come on, that's not a fair fight. You're not just fighting your own impulses. You're up against multi-billion-dollar companies that have hired some of the smartest people on the planet with one single mission: to make their product impossible to put down. And this is where we need a really crucial mind shift. The old way, the one that we've all tried and failed at, is all about white-knuckling it with discipline and self-control. The new way? It's realizing you're not fighting a character flaw. You're fighting boredom. And you're fighting an algorithm that's been specifically designed to prey on that boredom. And once you see it that way, well, that changes everything.
Okay, so let's properly diagnose what's really going on when you find yourself hours deep in a scroll hole you don't remember opening. Because I promise, once you understand the root cause, the solution starts to look surprisingly simple. And here it is. This is the core idea, and it's actually really empowering. This isn't about some permanent scrolling problem that you're stuck with forever. It's about an empty moments problem. You know what I'm talking about, those little gaps in your day, waiting for the coffee to brew, the 2 minutes before a Zoom call starts, and that's fantastic news, because empty moments, we can fill those.
So where do we begin? We start right at the beginning. The first 90 minutes of your day are absolutely critical. They literally set the programming for your brain for everything that follows. So let's talk about how to win them back.
And there's some really cool science behind this. When you wake up, your brain gets a natural surge of cortisol. Now, I'm not talking about the bad, stressed out kind. This is the good stuff, the get up and go, alert, ready to focus kind. Your brain is literally primed for deep engagement. But when the very first thing you do is grab your phone, you're essentially handing over that precious, focused brain power to other people's emergencies, anxieties, and vacation photos.
So, the mission is simple. We have to protect that morning brain. Here are 3 non-negotiable rules. 1, get some sunlight in your eyes within 10 minutes of waking. It's a powerful signal to your brain that the day has started. 2, hydrate with water before you even think about caffeine. And 3, this is the big one. The phone does not stay within arm's reach of your bed. Make it inconvenient to grab. But protecting your morning is only half the battle. You have to fill it with something better. And that's where something called morning pages comes in. This is not about writing beautiful poetry. It's a brain dump. You just write stream of consciousness, whatever is rattling around in your head, it clears out all the mental clutter. Think about it. Instead of consuming someone else's thoughts from a feed, you're processing your own.
Okay, you've won your morning. Awesome. Now what about all those little gaps throughout the day? The empty moments. This is where we get to be a little playful and creative by filling them with what I like to call micro-adventures. See, our brains are hardwired to seek out novelty. It's an old survival instinct. The infinite scroll on your phone exploits this perfectly by giving you an endless yet ultimately unsatisfying stream of tiny new things. But we can hijack that exact same craving and satisfy it with something from the real world that actually leaves you feeling energized instead of drained.
So what on earth does a micro-adventure look like? Well, a texture hunt might sound a little silly, I get it, but just try it. While you're waiting in line, touch 5 different things around you: the fabric of your jacket, a cold window, a rough wall. Or try soundscape journaling. Just close your eyes for 60 seconds and mentally list every single sound you can hear. It yanks you right back into reality.
Or what about a daily haiku? 3 little lines about whatever is in front of you. It forces you to actually look. Or my personal favorite, sketch something badly. And the key word there is badly. The goal isn't to create a masterpiece. The goal is to see. You notice the world in a completely different way when you try to draw it, even if the drawing is terrible.
These micro-adventures are great for plugging those little gaps, but to make a really big change, you need to think bigger. You have to become the architect of your own day. You have to intentionally design a schedule and an environment where the good choices are the easy choices.
And to do that, you first need some data. For just a day or two, try a simple time audit. Just jot down what you're doing, and more importantly, how you're feeling. You'll very quickly start to see your own personal patterns, your recurring scroll holes, those moments of the day when you're most vulnerable to mindless scrolling.
Because once you know when you scroll, you can plan what to do instead. And this is so key. Not all breaks are created equal. Scrolling is a depleting break. It's just more noise, more input for your tired brain. A restorative break is the opposite. It involves less input. Things like a short walk, a good stretch, or even just staring out the window and daydreaming. It actually leaves you feeling refreshed.
And just as you design your day, you have to design your night. A simple evening ritual is like a gift you give to your future self. First, do a quick brain dump. Write down tomorrow's top priorities so they're not swimming in your head all night. Second, prep your physical space. Lay out your clothes, set up the coffee maker. And third, the phone goes to bed, far, far away from your bedroom.
Now, we've covered a lot of tactics here, but all of these little tricks and habits are really in service of something much, much bigger. This isn't just about fighting a bad habit. It's about building an entirely new identity. And this, right here, this is the whole point. Habits only stick when they become part of your identity. As long as you see yourself as someone who's trying to scroll less, you're always going to be in a fight. The real goal, the real transformation, is to become someone whose actual life is just too interesting, too full to even need to scroll in the first place.
And I want you to think about the compound effect. In the moment, these little actions feel so small, almost meaningless. Writing one silly haiku about your coffee cup, it feels trivial.
But you do that for a month, you've got 30 of them, you've created something. You're no longer just someone trying a weird trick, you're a poet. You are a person who observes the world and makes things. The accumulation of these tiny daily votes is exactly how a new identity is built.
So, here's the thought I want to leave you with. Your phone, it's not going anywhere. It's a permanent part of our world. But you know what? Your life, your one precious, real, analog life, that isn't going anywhere either. So the only real question left is, which one are you going to choose to make more interesting?